never been closer to a peace deal than we are in this moment.
Astronauts homeward bound.
Our docket confirmed. Freedom is free of its moorings.
Good morning, I'm Peter King with a CBS World News Roundup. Israel has ended the Gaza ceasefire with a stunning series of airstrikes. The Palestinian officials say killed 326 people. Israel says it attacked after Hamas refused to change the ceasefire agreement, release all hostages. More from correspondent Ravi Inocencio in Tel Aviv. The fragile ceasefire, barely 2 months old, was shattered in the early hours of the morning as the Israeli military launched dozens of airstrikes up and down the Gaza Strip. The injured and the dead rushed by the hundreds to barely functioning hospitals. Babies, children, and the elderly treated wherever doctors could find space. Israel's defense minister says the gates of hell will open if Hamas does not release the remaining hostages. President Trump and Russia's President Putin are due to talk about a possible ceasefire in Ukraine this morning. CBS's Holly Williams.
We're getting down to a very critical stage.
President Trump says he'll discuss land and power plants with Vladimir Putin on their call today. Russia's occupying around 20% of Ukraine and has laid claim to even more. Russian forces have occupied the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant since 2022, with fighting in that area repeatedly sparking fears of a radiological disaster. Ukraine's already agreed to a 30-day ceasefire proposed by the U.S. And last week, Putin said he supported it in principle, but with conditions. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky accused the Russian leader of using delaying tactics.
Their planned 8-day stay turned into more than 9 months aboard the International Space Station. But astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams are just a few hours away from splashdown. 2 crewmates off of Florida's Gulf Coast. CBS's Mark Strassman is at the Johnson Space Center in Houston.
This 17-hour flight back to Earth means for Butch and Sonny, their space odyssey is almost over. The astronauts took some final photos together before boarding their SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule and undocking from the ISS just after 1 a.m. Eastern Time. 4 astronauts in all are inside, 3 of them Americans, all of them now heading home. It'll be a mostly quiet flight back, orbiting the Earth every 90 minutes until the final hour. The spacecraft will detach its no longer needed trunk section, which has its solar panels, then slam into the atmosphere at nearly 5 miles per second. 2 sets of parachutes will deploy, slowing the capsule down to just 15 miles per hour before it impacts the water. A SpaceX recovery ship will be waiting nearby.
A judge is demanding answers from the White House after officials disobeyed his order to stop the deportation of more than 200 alleged Venezuelan gang members to El Salvador. White House correspondent Weijia Jiang.
The planes carrying Venezuelan immigrants took off on Saturday. Shortly after, federal judge James Boasberg ordered them to turn around, but they never did. A third flight would depart nearly an hour later. The White House argued that Boasberg's written order was issued when the planes were already mid-air, and that his verbal order, some 40 minutes earlier, did not count. Tom Homan is President Trump's designated border czar.
We're not stopping. I don't care what the judges think. I don't care what the left thinks. We're coming.
Ultimately, Boasberg will decide if Trump can use the Alien Enemies Act to deport immigrants, which does not require standard court proceedings.
The Trump administration has until noon today Eastern Time to respond. The hearing is scheduled for Friday. It's 4 minutes after the hour.
Well, that's today's news. Today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these dash cam news adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody. It's 42 degrees in Tracy, California.